My dear sister, I left you suddenly and without warning. For that, and so much more to come, I apologize. I didn't board the Helios knowing what would happen, only that pursuing my research could change the world. And we did! Just not in the way I'd imagined. Not yet, anyway. I want to explain everything now, so that you'd see that there is nothing to fear. You've always tried to protect me, my big sister, but this was meant to be. It's now my turn to protect you, if only so that things unfold the way they are meant to.
Close to the Sun. The thrilling alternate universe walking sim that explores the crazy and surreal world of Nikola Tesla's ambitious and downright insane ideas and inventions. You play as Rose, a journalist that has come aboard the Helios, Tesla's haven for the sciences and those who study it, as per the request of your sister, Ada. As you progress through the story, you have the option to find hidden, and some not hidden, notes and memos detailing the seemingly brutal feud between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Some notes even have little Easter eggs. These are sometimes necessary to find to progress, but for the most part are not vital to gameplay or the overall story. This is a completely first-person horror adventure walking simulator. It takes its inspiration from gameplay and setting from two fairly obvious roots: Outlast and BioShock. Gameplay, and even parts of the plot, are almost cut and paste with that of Outlast. You're a journalist with no weapons whose only hope of survival is to stealthily navigate through hazardous situations and to run. Well, I say run, but for Rose Archer it's more of a brisk jog. This game is painstakingly slow at times. You can run at any moment by holding the sprint button, but she's incapable of running over what seems to be about 5 miles an hour. The majority of this game is spent slowly walking through the beautifully dreadful rooms and halls of the Helios, however. These moments never seem slow to me, and I was always interested in exploring my surroundings and trying to find all the information about what had happened to the ship that was once a safe haven of science. As you progress further into the campaign, running segments become more and more frequent, and while the setup for these segments is quite natural, never feeling out of the blue or forced, they are mostly trial and error. Each sprint has multiple diverging paths, one that is correct, and several that are not. In other games, wrong pathways are a way of forcing players to have less time to think about their next decision, make a mistake, lose valuable resources. In this game, however, taking a wrong path means death. Rose runs the exact same speed, often even just ever so slightly slower than her pursuer. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when the wrong path has no way to fix it except for going back the way you came, having your pursuer literally inches gives you no time to fix your mistake. Each running section took me no less than 3 tries to find the correct path. One gaming mechanic in particular is so mind-numbingly painful that I dreaded seeing it come up. Vents. You crawl through vents so slow in this game that I most likely wrote, recorded, edited, and uploaded this entire video before you finished getting through the first vent. Luckily, I can only remember 2 separate places where you have to crawl through them. The story of Close to the Sun is actually quite good. It takes an interesting enough topic, that of Nikola Tesla and his scientific ideas, and brings them to life in a beautifully stunning setting. The Helios' grand halls and rooms are so beautifully crafted that you really find yourself wishing you could see them without all the dread around, which drives you to learn more of the events that took place. Just like in BioShock, everything is beautifully crafted and shines with the feeling of the past. Rooms are large and expansive while simultaneously small and claustrophobic. You'll have to travel back and forth between sections of a chapter to finish puzzles and find clues as to what has happened aboard the Helios and why your sister called you there. The rooms are as every bit a part of the story as the actual storyline. And just like in BioShock, you have a dandy communicator with a trusty sidekick talking to you through it from the other side of the ship.
You see that building on fire in the distance? That's where you'll find the emergency deactivation switch.
The acting is great and the writing is solid. Everything feels like it should. Sad moments are sad, unsettling moments are unsettling. Everything works the way it is supposed to, even despite the lack of facial animation during dialogue. Close to the Sun is an awesome, ambient awakening of what things might have been like had Tesla gained technological predominance. With his company Wardenclyffe funding almost every great mind in the world to freely pursue science and learning, with the sole purpose of science and learning, many amazing breakthroughs could happen, as well as horrific, gruesome mistakes. 7.5 out of 10.